Good evening, beautiful people.
Good evening.
My name is Troy LaRaviere, president of the Chicago Principals and Administrators Association, former principal of Blaine Elementary School. I'm flanked by our chief of staff, Ms. Kia Banks, former principal of Vanderpool Humanities Academy, and I want to express appreciation for, please give it up for Devon Morales, principal of Clemente, for opening up this beautiful space to us today. Many of you all in the audience may be here because of headlines in the stories and in the news, feeling a bit unsure, uncertain, like the foundation beneath your children's education is once again unstable. You may feel that the stability you seek is in jeopardy. I want to remind you that through it all, your students remain the unwavering focus of principals and assistant principals. It is these leaders who are the bedrock of stability for our schools, ensuring that instruction, wellness, and student development are prioritized day in and day out, no matter what is happening on the outside of those school doors. The last time I stood in front of this board, I mentioned several concerns that needed to be acknowledged and addressed by district management. I'm pleased to inform the board that CEO Martinez visited CPAA offices with his leadership team to begin discussions about those concerns and potential common causes as well. The greatest of those concerns is our contract. And the greatest obstacle to our contract is that principals do not have binding arbitration rights. Our members want stability. And the best way to achieve stability is through an intelligently designed contract between the Chicago Board of Education and the Chicago Principals and Administrators Association, the union for our principals and assistant principals. So we asked the board to support binding arbitration by a neutral third party to impose reasonable compromises when we can't come to an agreement at the bargaining table. Principals stepped up to create stability by agreeing never to strike. Let me say that again. Principals stepped up to create stability when we got bargaining rights by voluntarily putting a no strike clause in the law that gave us bargaining rights. We stepped up. We respect those who do strike, but we have our own way. Now it's time for the board to step up and create stability by agreeing to binding arbitration. Those arbitration rights will be granted to principals and assistant principals once the state legislature passes House Bill 297. And we ask this board to sign on to support that bill. While no promises were made in our meeting with the CEO, the fact that he and his team agreed that HB 297 will be the focus of our next meeting gives me some level of optimism. We appreciate the time spent connecting around this issue and other priorities we outlined in our last discussion. One of those priorities is and will always be justice for the outstanding principals who were removed on charges fabricated by officials in the CPS Law Department. We will never stop talking about them until they get justice and until the law department officials who did that to them are brought to justice. Another issue is that we stand firm in our position that our union's authority and autonomy are non-negotiable. We will not accept any agreement between the board and other labor unions that undermine the authority and leadership of school principals. When you bargain over issues that impact principals' rights, principal evaluation, principal authority, any issue that substantially impacts principals' ability to do their jobs, those issues must be bargained primarily in the principal's contract, not the teacher's contract, not the SEIU contract, the principal's contract. As we approach October, which is Principals Appreciation Month, I ask that all of you consider that principals appreciate and advocate for students through unwavering commitment to those students and the staff members who serve them. Today, I close by reminding you that the best way to show appreciation for principals right now is through your support of HB 297. This bill is not just about negotiations. It's about providing stability.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Thank you. This bill is not just about negotiation. It's about providing stability for the principals who work so hard to provide that same stability for our children. I want to thank you all for listening. And in particular, I want to acknowledge President Xi because he also reached out the last time I was here. And I want to express our appreciation to you for that. and to your service on this board, as well as our appreciation to the service of all the members who serve on this board. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments.